All right, for this video, we're going to learn the parts of a parabola. First of all, knowing what a parabola is, it's this U-shaped, or sorry, this is kind of an upside down shape U, so an N, or it's like a U at the bottom of your page, graph that's formed whenever x squared is involved. The reason that's formed is because like I can square 2 and -2, and they both give me an outcome of 4. So it kind of repeats itself. If you look at this one on here, it's kind of like there's this mirror image that this left side looks exactly the same as the right, that it's just been flipped. So that truly makes a parabola a parabola. So to start off with, we need to figure out does it open up or down, meaning which way is it constantly extending. This one is constantly extending down, so we say it opens down because it continues to keep going further and further down. The vertex is the highest or the lowest point. It's kind of either the bottom or the top of that shape. So right here, this is our vertex. And we need to label that coordinate, so that's -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So our vertex is -2, 8. And then it asks, is that a minimum or a maximum? Meaning, is that the highest on the graph or the lowest point on the graph? In this case, it's the highest, so we would say it's the maximum. The axis of symmetry is exactly that little dash line that I drew right there. It's where kind of like it's that mirror image starts to happen. It's always going to be x equals something, so you just kind of see where it is. Here it's at -2. The other way to look is if you look at your vertex, it's always the x value of the vertex. So our vertex was -2, 8, so the line's going to be x equals -2. Y-intercept, we've done this before, it's just where it crosses the y-axis. There is one coordinate right here. That's our y-intercept, and that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the coordinate 0, 6. Again, the y-intercept too is also when x equals 0. The x-intercept then is where it crosses the x-axis. Here is 2 spots. There's one here, and then there's one here. So if I look, it's at 2, 0 is one of them, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at -6, 0. The next two questions that you're asked are what are domain and range? Domain, if you remember, is all the x values, and range is all the y values. So we want it specific to this graph. If you notice, there's arrows pointing down here, which is indicating that this is going on forever. If you think that I could keep going forever and ever, it's always going to slightly get wider and wider and wider. So you really can plug in any x value. So our domain is going to be all real numbers, because any x value is fine to plug in. Now we said our vertex is a max. So what that means is this is the highest that our y will go. So all our other y's must be smaller than that. So we would say that all our y's have to be less than or equal to 8, because that was the highest that we had. All right, let's do another problem here that's a little bit different. Same idea, just a little different graph. Okay, so on here, let's see if I can make it a little more clear. That probably doesn't help. All right, sorry guys. All right, so on here we need to figure out, does it open up or down? This one looks like it opens up because it's continuing to go up. So we're going to write up on that one. And there should be arrows on here. I just pulled these from the internet, so they don't all have arrows. All right, the vertex. Now, on the one above it, the vertex was the highest point. This one, our vertex is the lowest point. So our vertex would be right there. That is the point 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, -4. And because it's the lowest point, this is our minimum. Our axis of symmetry, remember, is that kind of line where it would be a mirror image. And it's always x equals whatever the x value of that vertex is. So ours was 3, so x equals 3. The y-intercept appears to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So 0, 5. And then we have our two x-intercepts, one here and one here. So it would be 1, 0, and 2, 3, 4, and 5, 0. Our domain, just like the one above, it continues to go left and it continues to go right. So our domain is all real numbers. Now, our range, we set our vertex as a minimum. It's the smallest one, so it means everything else is higher up. So the smallest the smallest y we see is -4, and every other y is bigger. So our range is going to be y is greater than or equal to -4. Good luck.